Hello bros and welcome to Aspect Zero Bro for production and next part Sakura Force Girls 2. So we're gonna see how this fight turns out. Maya claps her hands together and the red light exudes from her palms. The light cuts through the advancing slimes, rendering their bodies into ribbons. There may be a lot of you, but individually you're not very strong. You can try all you want, but you'll never be able to best me. Yet more magical energy rains down from upon the slimes there, right, and soon the body is split into two. Maya really is incredible. I stare at her in a way open mouth. I'm beginning to think that she doesn't need any help. My spear would never hope to dispatch as many slimes as her magic can. Ugh. The other warriors watch Maya like myself, their teeth grit. This isn't right. That witch is doing all the work. We can't let her show us up. We are the guards of this village, hand-picked by the princess, Harry. We are the ones who should keep the peace. Let us jump into the fray. Oh, are you finally coming to help me, girls? Appreciate it. Your aid is not strictly necessary, but you might make good distractions while I handle all the real work. Real work? One of the boys repeat, her voice incredulous. How dare you? We are the ones who truly love this village. Unlike you, we're willing to do all in our power to protect it. You're the unnecessary one, wicked witch. If we work together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. Yes. Very heartwarming. Do your best with those primitive weapons of yours, little girls. But please do not cry when I inevitably score more kills than you. You cannot hope to compete with me after all. I am a witch, and it has been a long while since I last was able to cut loose like this. This is surprisingly fun. I'm almost wish the enemies were stronger, then I could really go all out. I claps her hands together, new and yet more magic pours from her palms. Her magic power besets waves of slimes in two, scattering them across the grass in chunks. I step back, my nose wrinkle before a fellow slime can spatter over me. The monsters are every bit as unpleasant as I remember them, if not more so. Fire cuts them down in multitudes, but more keep arriving to take the place of their fallen comrades. They seem almost inexhaustible. I guess I need to get stuck in too. That's a new picture. I know that, but how long have we recorded? Oh yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah, that's not a lot. We continue reading for now. Take this. I grip my spear tight and skew advancing stance. The point at my spear goes through its soft, squishy hide easily, and it explodes in slimy chunks. Some of these chunks get on my clothes and hair, but I don't have the time to wipe myself down. Another slime advances, then another. There really are a lot of them, but I can't back down, damn it. I don't want to let Maya take all the glory. A slime approaches Maya from behind while she is busy tackling another wave of them. I whip about my hair fluttering in the breeze and stab it before it can coil itself around her legs. Take that. Oh, Maya glanced at me smiling. Did you save me, Aja? I might have. You're strong, Maya, but you're not invulnerable. You should be more careful. I thank you, my little warrior. I shall keep that in mind. The battle rages on. The village warriors shoot slimes with arrows, drive spears into their sides, while Maya barrages them with her magic. We might be outnumbered, but I think we're finally beginning to thin their ranks. My, everybody is so passionate. Watching you makes me feel young again. Perhaps I was wrong to ever worry about this attack. You are performing quite splendidly. You should be proud of yourselves. This line seems to be falling back thanks to our combined efforts. Victory is within our grasp. It's so close I can practically taste it on my tongue. I feel like celebrating already, but then... Is that really the best you can do? That is pitiful, you foolish monsters. Write for me and show me how powerless you truly are. Ah! A strange cry forces its way from Maya's throat. She sounds like she's in pain. What's going on? Maya! A stab was sliding through the chest. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to tell. Then turn to face Maya. She was doing a great job taking down the slime, but now it seems that she got herself embroiled in quite an awkward situation. Oh, I don't believe it. This is just wonderful. What am I supposed to do now? She is squatting inside a wooden cage. Where did that other cage even come from? I swear I wasn't there last time I checked. What's going on? Oh, dear me. Imala tilts and shakes her head. Seems that the witch set off one of our booby traps. Booby traps? Imala nods. The perimeter of the village is rigged with traps such as these to keep away intruders. There are pitfalls and, of course, there are wooden cages. I suppose I should have warned you of this before the skirmish began. I apologize for my carelessness. But really now. Imala thought her arms folded. If Maya was half the witch she claims to be, the intuition should have warned her about these traps. But I'm sorry, I'm not psychic. Maya spits from the confines of the cage. This isn't my fault, I swear. Somebody bumped into me. Really now? Imala smirks. That sounds like sour grapes to me. It seems you're incapable of admitting your own mistakes. Perhaps because of your overinflated ego. You are powerful, yes, I will grant you that. But as Yardia said, you are not invulnerable. You ought to learn some humility. How was that, you little... I begins, but her voice trails off. Green slimes are beginning to seep through the bars of the cage. What are they going to do to her? Oh dear, this is quite a conundrum. Imala sighs. One hand resting against her cheeks as she glances about. There's a lot of slimes, and without Maya's help, it's hard to keep them at bay. The slimes have yet to breach the village walls, but if things continue as they are, it seems inevitable that the village will fall. The fields will be thrown into disarray, livestock slaughtered, tents torn down. In the result, chaos, the village will be forced to flee. Families will be separated and friends. Feels like I'm reliving the past. The nightmarish fate that befall my village is happening anew in front of my eyes. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. I screw slimes of the slimes, but more pour from to take their place. They are unstoppable. This is most unfortunate. Our guards are not strong enough, I fear, to stop all these slimes. If Maya had not found herself compromised, it may be a different matter, but alas. We are in the time of great peril, and she is unable to lift a finger to aid us. Imala looks at Maya. She's still locked away inside the makeshift wooden cage coated in the sticky green slimes. For a supposedly powerful witch, she's doing little to aid us. As a child, I heard many tales of Maya and her miraculous feats. It's said she was able to help anybody, no matter how dire the circumstances. But now I see she cannot even help herself. I must say I'm disappointed. I thought Maya was stronger than this. I suppose it is true what they say. One must meet their heroes. It leads inevitable to disillusionment. Well, no matter. What is done is done. Perhaps this will be a virtuous turn of events. In the long run, Maya has too much faith in her own abilities. This should teach her some humility, if nothing else. Provided she is able to escape with her life still intact, of course. Yikes, Imala's laugh is pretty creepy, and so is her smile. You think she look a bit more perturbed about this situation given her desire to protect the village and her princess. But rather than tremble before the threat of the potential destruction, she seems to be enjoying this. Is she getting a kick out of seeing Maya incapacitated? But why? I thought we were supposed to be on the same team. I don't really get it, but I feel more uneasy than ever before. Maya was right, Imala can't be trusted, not one bit. I started to wonder whether she's more dangerous than these slimes. What is she plotting? I can see we need more firepower. The Princess Guards may be hard workers, but they are quite useless against these slimes. I will have to seek help elsewhere. The rest of you keep fighting. Try to hold these slimes at bay. Imala addressed this to the warriors still engaging in fierce battle with their otherworldly opponents. I meanwhile shall return to the village and find further reinforcements. I have a plan, but for it to work, you must keep these slimes distracted. I'm counting on you. Yes, High Priestess, we shall do our best. We will not let these monsters into our village. I will lay down my life for the sake of our people. Good. That is what I like to hear. I know I could rely upon you, everybody. But you can kill these beings through brute force alone, but I commend you for trying. You should be able to buy me some time at the very least. Imala smiles pleasantly as though we're not standing upon a battlefield. I must say, she looks incredibly calm. I'm not sure if I should be impressed or unnerved. Now, I think I should have a word with that shy, softly spoken shaman. She may be the key to vanquishing these threats once and for all. What shaman? About first. You're not talking about Diana, are you? Yes, that's right. Have you been eavesdropping on me, Jaja? You should know that's a bad habit. You ought to be busy taking these slimes down, you naughty girl. I'm trying, Imala. I truly am. And I can take them down on my own, so please don't involve Ayana in this. If she got hurt, I never forgive myself. Could dare, Jaja. Your loyalty to your friend is most admirable. But alas, your best efforts are not enough. You cannot fight this beast alone. Your spear is too weak. At this point, I would actually hit Imala with the shaft of my spear, hopefully knocking her out. If sacrificing Imala to get rid of the slimes, I would do it in a heartbeat. Too weak. I grit my shaft of my spear tight, hard enough for it to hurt. I've been doing my very best upon this slime-soaked battlefield. I'm pushing my body to its limits to protect this village. But Imala doesn't seem to care about that. Doesn't she appreciate how hard I'm fighting? How dare you say that? I'm not weak. I'll dispatch another slime. It was a gift from my parents. They were celebrated hunters in my village, and they taught me all I know. I screw yet another slime and another. I'm doing my best, so don't tell me I'm weak. Don't say I'm not good enough. I'm willing to push my body to the breaking point, so please don't get Ayana involved. Leave her out of this. Believe me, Aja, I wish I could honor your request, but it's not possible. You have pep, it is true, but you cannot sustain it forever. All fires will inevitably burn themselves out, regardless of the intensity with which they blaze. You are nearing your limits. You have fought well, and for that I thank you. But you will never be able to defeat these slimes. Your body will give way before that happens. The spear of yours, which you are so proud of, will be unable to protect you or anybody else. Then the village will be overrun. That is what will happen if I leave matters in your callous hands. I can see it plain as day. One does not even need to be clairvoyant to make such a prediction. Okay, I think Imala actually controls the slimes, and as long as she is not knocked out or dead, I don't believe this attack will end. And she was trying to get rid of people now. She incapacitated. I believe it's her fault Maya got incapacitated, and I think she's planning to get rid of Ayana next, and finally get rid of me. I cannot stand by while this village is destroyed. I am a princess, Ares High Priestess. It is not duty to protect. It is my duty to protect everybody. I will do whatever it takes to vanquish these slimes, even if it hurts your feelings. Lives are most important than a single warrior's pride. Oof, that stings. I can't argue against Imala's box, though I wish I could. I know she is right. I can fight all day and all night, but I'll never be able to drive these slimes away. There are far too many of them. I'm starting to weaken already. I've not yet been at this for a full hour. There are only so much I can do to help, but still. What can Ayana do? She's not a warrior. She has no experience on the battlefield. Will she really be able to stop these slimes? I believe so, yes. I've been observing her for some time, and I fancy she is stronger than she believes. If she and I combine our powers, we should be able to stop these monsters. Neither of us are strong enough to stop the slimes on our own, but together we should be able to make a dent in their defenses. A large-scale magical attack should be much more effective than a handful of guards with a few pointy sticks. Do you not agree? Ugh. I grit my teeth together. I don't want to drag Ayana into this mess, but what other choice do we have? Maya has been incapacitated, and Imala can't stop them from using her magic alone. I'm terrified of Ayana's getting hurt, but I'm even more terrified of this village being destroyed. Ares village is facing an even greater threat than my own village did 3 years prior. If the slimes break through the village walls, they will sweep everything away. That is the worst case scenario. I can't let it come to pass. I need to protect everybody. I can't do that on my own, so alright. Quincy, after a long and painful pause. You can ask Ayana for help. I won't try to stop you. But please, let me accompany you. I know Ayana better than you do, and I know how skittish she is. She is self-conscious to a fault, and she has no confidence in her own abilities. She'll probably have a panic attack if you go to her on your own. I need to be there to reassure her. That's the only way you'll ever be able to talk her around. That does not surprise me. You and Maya and Ayana may appear quite dissimilar at the surface level, but you are all incredibly stubborn. It is not a particularly ladylike trait, but I cannot castigate you of it. Princess Airy too is stubborn to a fault. I really do have my hands full looking after you girls. But now it's not the time for complaining. Imala smiles. Very well. Please put aside your weapon, Jaja, and accompany me back to the village. Let us see if we can talk Ayana around. Her compression may be the only thing that can protect this village from this impending destruction. And that's more or less sums matters up. So, will you consent to help us? You may be our only hope when it comes to besting these slimes. What? I don't know. Ayana looks at her lap, her eyes cloudily, her face full of familiar self-doubt. This is quite a lot to take in. I know this village is under attack, but I did not realize the situation is this dire. It's most concerning. I pray that the village will be safe, its people too, but... She bites her lower lip. I do not think I will be of much use. I'm not a fighter. I cannot use a spear like Yaja, and my magic is not half so strong as Maya's. I would not only be a liability were I to go to the front lines. I'm sure I would hold everybody up. I'm apologize, but please. Anna bows her blue eyes heavy with anxiety. Don't expect so much of me. I'm not as special as you seem to think I am. Other than my hair, I'm quite unremarkable. Ayana. I frowned. I knew she would react like this, which is precisely why I asked Imala if I could tag along. Ayana's never had much of any faith in herself, perhaps because she was treated like a leper while growing up. She was shunned by people of her village since she was born, which resulted in her own low self-esteem. Ayana is quite to degenerate her own abilities, but I think she is mistaken. She's stronger than she thinks. If she wasn't, she never would have been able to traverse the land looking for Coco. She needs to know how far she's come and how proud of her I am. Don't say such things about yourself, Ayana. I take her shoulders in my hands and give her them a squeeze. I don't squeeze hard enough to hurt, but I'm hoping this instills some sense into her. She's mired in fear and self-doubt right now. I can see it in her eyes. If things continue as they are, she will have a panic attack. As her best friend, I can't afford to let that happen. You're not unremarkable, and you're definitely not a liability. You're a brave, strong woman, so don't be so down on yourself. That's very kind of you, Jada, but you would say that you're my friend. I know you mean to console me, but empty platitudes can't change the truth. Imala wants me to fight. She thinks I can't fend off these lines, but she's mistaken. I can't do anything. I'm still the shy, awkward girl I always was. I'm not changed at all. No, you're wrong. You have changed. You left our village of your own accord, and you've been doing your best to find Coco ever since. You are incredible, Ayana, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you the truth. Don't let your insecurities blind your reality. Yaja. Anna looks at me reminiscent beneath the sweep of silvery lashes. Blinks, and then swallows. She looks so vulnerable. I want to hold her to my chest and embrace her. But I know appearances can be deceiving. Maya, for instance, seems to like an ordinary woman, but she is, in fact, a powerful witch. Ayana, meanwhile, might look weak, but in actuality she's anything but. A weak person would never have been able to accomplish all you have. I'm aware you're afraid of the unknown, but you're not the only one. Most people are. But you haven't let that stop you yet. You might not believe in you, but I do. I'm sure you can do this. I don't know. I do. Take it from me, if nobody else. Imala interprets, still smiling coyly. I'm a princess, area high priestess. I'm highly sensitive to the mana that flows in the air, and the mana which flows in other people. I could sense immense power radiating from you this the moment our eyes first locked. You are much stronger than you think, little shaman. It can't be. Ayana glances away abashed. If that was true, how could could I be so unaware of it? I'm as sensitive to mana myself, but I cannot use any real magic. I'm not half so talented as Maya. The most I can do is make tonics. That may be true for the present, yes, but that is only because you have been suppressing your true powers. I heard it said you were discriminated against in your village because your unusual hair. Lena flinches but remain quiet. After being tormented so, is it any wonder you would steal away your power? You suppress them unwillingly for years and years. As such, you have no conception of your own abilities. As a mage myself, it upsets me that you have been tormented so. But though you have not released your true potential, it remains within you, like an oasis. If you wish, you can tap into it and any time you so desire. In fact, Imala pressed her fingers against the lower lip in thought. Perhaps you have tapped into it before and you never realized. Oh, that's right. The ritual. I look back at Diana, my fingers still digging into her bare shoulders. Do you remember when we performed that ritual with Maya? I bet you used your powers then, but since Maya was the one leading the ritual, we never noticed. You must have helped us find Coco. But we didn't find her. She had already vacated this village when we arrived. Anna looks like dubious, but I think I might have been able to talk to her around. She isn't trembling anymore, at least. I'm unsure if this will work, but Anna draws in a breath and looks to Imala. You say there's no other option? I'm afraid not. Maya has been incapacitated, and the village guards are not strong enough to drive the slimes away on their own. You need to borrow your magic anyway, Jana. The whole village is counting on you. That's quite a lot to come to terms with, but Anna's voice trails off. She inhales, perhaps in an attempt to steady herself. Then she nods. All right, I will do my best. I have no faith in my own abilities, but I do have faith in you, Yaja. If you think I can do it, then I must at least try. I would never wish to let you down, not when you have done so much for my sake. You really are my best friend. There we go. You look lovely there. Mala threads a golden diamond through Ayana's with white treasures, then steps back, one hand beneath her chin as she surveys her handiwork. Imala has outfitted Ayana in a tight red dress made of patterned fabric. The dress is held in place with straps of shining gems about the shoulders, and her wrists and head are adorned with golden ornaments. Ayana looks even beautiful than she did during Maya's rituals. I don't know much about clothes, but I do have eyes, and I can say this for certain: Ayana is utterly adorable. If our current situation was so dire, I'd be tempted to pull her into my arms and give her a big hug. But that has to wait until the slimes are defeated. Thank you for lending me this dress, Imala, but Anna feels the hem anxiously, her eyes half-lidded. While it is very pretty, I do not understand why you have had me wear it. What is it for? That's a good question, my dear shaman. Imala smiles gently. This is a very special dress, which is made with my own two hands. The fabric is imbued with the mana, and it should help amplify your magical powers. Do you feel all stronger in this gown? I'm not sure. My skin does seem to be tingling. As it should. That is the sign that this dress is having its intended effect. Now let us be on our way. We must best the slimes. I would like to give you more time to mentally prepare, but that is a luxury we do not have at the present. We must make haste. Alright, I do my best. Ayana inhales deeply, then follows Imala outside the tent, accompany, then silently cheering Ayana in all the while. I'm sure she can do this. She might be a bit shy, but there's nobody more incredible than Ayana. Here should be as good a spot as any to begin. Imala comes to the halt outside the village walls, where the guards are continuing to fight. They look tired and run down, but still they continue to fight. They're determined to protect the village, several outnumbered though they are. Oh my. The sight of the glinting weapons and the advancing slimes momentarily gives Ayana a pause. I'm afraid she might lose her nerve again, but the guard's determination seems to spur her onwards. She narrows her eyes. If they are all working so hard to protect this village, I must follow suit. I would feel awful if I allowed them to suffer without lifting a finger to help. Well said. Imala nods approvingly. Fortunately for you, Ayana, you need to get directly involved in the fray, lifting your fingers as all you need to do to bring cease to this destruction. Really? Ayana blinks curiously. What would you have me do? We need only press our palms together like so. And we will see if that works next time. Because we have read on for a good 30 minutes. So that was all I have for Sakura Forest Girls 2 this time. Then, so hit like and subscribe and see you next time. Bye bye.